Hey everybody, Mac to Monster, back with Marvel Heroes, and this time we got She-Hulk up on the chopping block, and it's patch 1.42, so she's new and it's going to be your game day review. And getting right into it, she's got a couple costumes out right now. This is her release costume, the She-Hulk single green female costume. There you go, and she's kind of like a bodybuilder type costume. Pretty buff there. Being mean green She-Hulk. And then she also has the She-Hulk Law and Disorder costume, which is the one I kind of prefer, well, because I have it. And there she's got more of a prettier face on, and she's got the mini skirt going. So at 60, she actually does pretty good. She's got 6 durability and 7 strength. Going to give you a ton of DPS. She's all physical, so that 7 strength is a lot of damage. 4 fighting, 3 speed, 1 energy, 3 intellect. So she's starting off as a powerhouse. The 3 trees she has is Public Defender, Power of Attorney, and Litigation. Now she's a combo point fighter, kind of like Luke Cage and Daredevil. Much more like Luke Cage, though. A lot of her finishers actually remind me of Luke Cage's. And the way she generates them kind of works similar. She can summon a companion to fight alongside her for a short period of time, not a permanent one. So it's more like Call of Hero than having a hero out there. Well, let's just get into it. So the Public Defender tree actually is the combo generating side of the tree, of the 3 trees. And we got cross-examination. This is a basic free of spirit attack, generates a combo point, does physical damage. Then we go over here, and you're just punching. That's all you really do. Legal lunge doesn't actually generate a combo point, but it's your dash, so it's going to get you around. Get you out of trouble into trouble, however you want to use it. Move to strike. This will slide you over, so it's a movement. It's not even tagged movement, but it is a movement. And it does damage, and if you happen to use Objection, which is the only ranged area attack that you have, which is over here in Litigation, where you throw your briefcase, this damage is doubled. But let's see here. Move to strike. There's move to strike. And then we got opening statement. This is a pretty good one. This is a melee area movement opener. Basically, if you have no combo points, it generates 2 combo points. Otherwise, it generates 1 combo points. And it makes enemies take 10% more damage, so it makes them vulnerable. And it's pretty nice because you can move anywhere you want, and it does a pretty big AoE, as you can see. And we got Assault, which is melee area and an opener also. But this one, I don't know why they call it an opener, because it only generates 1 combo point, and it weakens enemies, makes them deal 10% less damage for 6 seconds. And let's see. There you go. There it is. Pretty nice big AoE. Slams her foot down. We got Battery. Melee opener yet again, which is plus 25% damage against weakened enemies. So we can weaken them with Assault and then use Battery, Assault and Battery, and hence the names. And let's see, where's Battery? 4. And that's Battery. And then finally we got the bar exam here. And this is pretty nice because it whips out a nice big barbell and hits the enemy in the face and generates 5 combo points. So this is like the car slam from Luke Cage. And it does a lot of damage too. So it's very, very nice that way. And there it is. And it gives you 5 combo points. Moving over to the power of attorney tree, we got some finishers coming up. We got final verdict. This one is an elbow drop, kind of like Juggernauts. Let me clear off this. I'll just keep bar exam there. So you'll jump up and slam down. It does an area effect. And for each combo point you spend, it does 20% extra damage. So if you spend all 5, you get 100% extra damage. It knocks down everything that's hit, and it costs no spirit because it's at 100%. So this is the elbow drop. So you can see that's pretty nice. Then we got closing argument. That was final verdict. Closing argument. This is a direct attack. About that big of an area effect here. It does a little cone. It does physical damage, and it also deals 20% extra total damage per combo point spent. Except this one, for every point that you put into the critical hit chance goes up. Bonus critical hit chance. It gets up there pretty big, actually. You'll end up with probably like a 60-70% chance to crit. You'll always crit with this damn thing. It hits like a truck. You don't hit a lot of things with it, but you know, single target DPS. This is awesome. It also knocks enemies up in the air. This one has a spirit cost. It's reduced to 0 when it's at maximum combo points. She doesn't really have a spirit issue, so I don't know if that should be something you worry about per se. But here goes the closing argument here. And it's just a big uppercut. And then we have the Barrister Beatdown. Now this is supposed to be like Luke Cage's big move there. However, I don't find it's as good. And in fact, I find it gets me more in trouble because it pauses you for a while. Because you got to do 10 hits instead of 5 hits. And you're stuck. You can't move. I hate it. And a lot of times the enemy just moves out of its hitbox. So this port over from Luke Cage I don't think worked as well. But that's just my opinion. This one hits repeatedly, doing decent damage. I don't think it does too much more damage than anything else he does. It's on a 15-second cooldown, but it's reduced by 5 seconds every time you use closing argument or final verdict, which is the other 2 finisher moves. So let me just build up 5. You have to have 5 combo points to use it too. And there it is. So for that whole sequence, you're locked into place. So use it when you know you can use it. We have Defense Attorney. This is your first passive. This is pretty awesome passive. It negates 25% of all incoming damage. It gives you a big chunk of defense rating, big chunk of health, regenerates health per second, gives you tenacity and projectile deflection chance. It's just a huge defense buff. Apparently she needed it. She's pretty defensive. She's got the Defense Attorney all wrapped up. Conviction. This is her signature. This is pretty awesome. Basically, you flip kick guilty flow, knocking them in the air, and then transition into an explosive elbow drop that causes massive collateral damage. It works quite well, actually, too. And it does exactly that. It causes massive damage. Here, we'll pull this up, and here it goes. And you'll basically hit the whole screen, and you know, if you're in Midtown, you'll kill everything on the screen. It's pretty nice. And you have another finisher, which is Lawyer Up. I tried working with it. I just couldn't get it to work in a fashion that I liked. It's got a 5-second cooldown. It regenerates 20% of your maximum health. And it gives you a buff, which gives you damage rating, bonus finisher damage per combo point spent, block chance, attack movement speed, and buff duration of 10 seconds. And then when you use closing argument or final verdict, it refreshes as long as you use it at max combo points. It just it kept falling off, and I just couldn't keep it going. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. Objection. This is pretty funny. You throw a briefcase at somebody. Let me just pull these down. This is your only ranged ability. And then all the legal briefs go around. It does do an area hit. It's not that big. We got fast track. This allows you to run fast. You'll glow green running around. We got contempt of court. This is a second passive. This is your damage passive. Gives you damage rating versus enemies targeting you, critical hit rating, restore spirit per combo point you spend on finisher powers. And when you spend at least one combo point, you gain power, which increases your damage rating and your movement speed and move and attack speed. And then the active effect is crowd control immunity for 1.5 seconds for the PvPers. Oh yeah, and the defensive turret, its active effect is taunting for 5 seconds. So she can taunt and she can tank. Then we got Cease and Desist, which is basically an AoE irresistible stun on a 15-second cooldown, and it's shared with Hostile Witness. A Hostile Witness is a confusion, which confused enemies deal 5,000 more % damage to other enemies. Confused enemies take 95% less damage from enemies on a 15-second cooldown. However, I haven't tried it, and it seems, by the implication, it says it seems to trick an enemy into fighting on your side. So it's not like it's a big AoE where you get a whole bunch of people fighting for you. I think you only get one enemy fighting for you. I never tried it. One person wasn't really my thing, and doing it every 15 seconds didn't sound like fun to me. You know, if that was lasting like 10 minutes or something, I would have definitely done it. And then Surprise Witness, which is a summon. And it's interesting because you summon a random team-up from the team-up lineup, and they'll come and help you out for 30 seconds. It's on a 2-minute cooldown, which you ask me, which is just way too long of a cooldown. Maybe it should be 1 minute. And then it does massive damage. It's pretty cool. Here, we'll use it and see who we get here. Look, Clea. And she'll do the full retinue of the team-up lineup. So, it's a pretty cool ability. She hangs out for quite a while, too. And that's going to lead us up to Pillar of Justice, which is a melee area. You've heard of She-Hulk's law practice rocking the foundations of our legal system, but this is ridiculous. So this, she pulls up this pillar. She looks like Hercules. She spins the pillar and just does massive damage and then tosses it. And then for 20 seconds, she has a damage buff and a damage shield of 75% damage reduction. And then she generates 5 combo points per second. So she just gets ridiculously powerful. So we'll go ahead and use it here. So that's just ridiculous. It's fun to do in the middle of Midtown or something like that. And you just keep recuperating combo points ridiculously too. And so that's She-Hulk. She's definitely interesting. She's not necessarily my cup of tea, but she definitely cuts the mustard. You know, she's good enough. If you like Luke Cage and you look for something to carry you over until they do his quality of life, she'll definitely be something up your alley. And she's probably what Luke Cage is going to turn out to be because she's so similar to him. So if you're also looking for an idea of what they're going to do with Luke Cage, here it is. So I hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed, and talk to everybody real soon.